Today I'll be sharing 5 quick tips to master master pages in Affinity Publisher 2. So whether you're designing a book, a magazine, or any other type of long-form document, knowing how to use master pages can save you hours of work and help you create more polished professional layouts. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. So for this lesson, I'll be using pages from a personal project I'm working on about robots. Now, this is still very much a work in progress, but that's okay. We can still use it to talk about master pages. You probably already know that with master pages, you can create a template that will appear on every page of your document. Now, to take it a step further, what if you had multiple master pages, each with a unique grid that is specifically designed for different sections of your project? For example, here I have a couple of different master pages set up, each with a specific purpose. This one is for bleeds because I know that I'll have a couple of spreads where the image bleeds off of the page. And for those, I don't want any page numbers to show through, so I've created a master that is completely blank. Then I have another master set up for my text pages. I know that every section of the book is going to start off with a few paragraphs of text, and so I've created a template for those pages that will allow me to maintain a consistency of how those pages appear. And here's another master for a page with only images. To apply different grids to different master pages, all you have to do is click on the master page you want to edit, and then insert the grid. Then repeat the process for the next one. As you can see, section-specific masters allow you the flexibility to make each section visually distinct while simultaneously maintaining a consistency across the entire document. Once you start creating multiple master pages, you'll need a system for keeping them nice and organized. You don't want to accidentally apply the wrong master, not because it can't be fixed, but because it'll slow you down and add in a bunch of unnecessary confusion and chaos to your workflow. The solution is to name each one of your masters, and when you're naming them, you want to keep it short and simple. For example, of the 4 masters I have so far, I have a base master, which is an all-purpose workhorse, so I'll name that one base. Then I have a master for bleeds, which has nothing on the page, not even page numbers, so I'll name this one bleed. I also have a master for my text pages, which I'll name text. And finally, I have a master for a very common type of page in my layout, where there's 4 images, so I'll name this one 4UP. And now that they're all named, I can look at my pages panel and see very quickly which one is which. That ensures I don't apply the wrong one. By the way, you can apply masters in a couple of different ways. One is by hovering the cursor over the page you want to apply a master to, then press Control-click. From there, you can select the master you want to apply from the drop-down menu. The other way, which I prefer because I'm able to do it faster, is to drag the master onto the page like this. Keep in mind that you can apply a single master page or a double. With this method, you just have to be sure you're dragging the right master onto the right page, but I find it much easier and quicker to do it this way. My third tip for you has to do with editing master pages. Oftentimes we create the masters when we're first starting a project, but once we start working on it, we realize something about it needs to be adjusted. That could be the grid, the page number placement, or anything really. Nevertheless, sometimes editing the master page from the master page window is tough because you're basically staring at a blank page. So how can you adjust the spacing when there's nothing else on the spread to base it off of? The solution is to go to the page in your layout you want to edit, open your layers panel, and then find the master page. Hovering the cursor over it, press Control-click, and then you can select Edit Detached or Edit Linked. If you select Edit Linked, it means you're editing the master page template, so whatever changes you make will be reflected on every other page where that master is applied. Whereas if you select Edit Detached, you can edit the master without it affecting any other pages. If you're making any kind of a multi-page document, setting up automatic page numbers is a must. That way you don't have to think about it every time you add, delete, or move a page. To set that up, go to the master page you want to add a automatic page number to, select text from the menu, then find insert, then find fields. Then you can select page number or any other field you want. Aside from page numbers, you can also add running footers, which can be very useful for long-form documents. Like I mentioned before, it's good to start with a framework for your masters, but you can also create them as you go. For example, once you start designing, if you find that the content dictates a certain type of a layout, you can easily turn that into a master page if you think you're going to use it again. You can do this by copy and pasting the spread into a new master page, using paste in place to ensure it lands in the same spot, and then you can delete the content so all you're left with are blank picture frames. Then when you're out of your master page and back in the layout, you can use the Place tool to place images onto the page. The benefit of populating your master pages with picture and text frames is that it helps you move quicker. However, this works better with certain types of layouts where you're going to have a decent amount of spreads that look the exact same. It's also perfectly acceptable to have master pages that only contain a grid. Ultimately, every layout is different, so you should do whatever makes sense for you and saves the most time. That concludes my 5 essential tips for master pages in Affinity Publisher. There's a lot more you can do with master pages, but these are the techniques that I actually use the most. I hope you like this video. Let me know what you want to see next, and until then, adios.